Guys, welcome to this video. So in this video I'm going to be showing you 7 high paying skills in 2022, right? So there are so many skills out there that you can actually learn to put money in your pocket. So I'm going to bring into you 7 high paying skills in 2022. So number 1 on my list is web development, right? Web development. So everybody needs a web designer today. So if you're an online business owner, you run an offline business or an online business, definitely you need to build your presence online. So how do you build your presence? One way is by having your own website, right? So people can easily reach you on your website. So they can go to your website and check out every information that they need to know about your business. So what are the tools needed to learn this skill called web design, right? So the tools needed to learn this skill called web design is just your smartphone, your PC, and internet connection, right? So you can actually create websites with your smartphone these days. I can remember when I was much younger, I was learning web design with my mom's PC, right? So it's kind of very hectic then. So I was learning how to use WordPress, learning how to write codes, JavaScript, CSS, and the likes, right? The web design was actually very cool, and it is actually a high paying skill. So all you need is just your smartphone and your PC, right? Your smartphone and PC to learn this skill. So how do you learn this skill, web design? How do you learn this skill, right? So you have a lot of information on the internet. You have a lot of videos on the internet that actually teach web design. So you can search on YouTube how you can learn this skill, web design, right? So there are so many courses you can take to learn this skill, web design. So you can take courses on Udemy, you can take courses on Coursera. You can also go to YouTube, search for web design tutorial videos, right? So you're going to learn a whole lot. So how long does it take you to learn this skill before you start monetizing? So for me, I'm going to say if you actually calm down to learn this skill, right? So you take your time to learn this skill for about 3 months. In 3 months, you should be able to, put yourself out there, right? Sell yourself, right? So I think 3 months is enough to learn this skill, web design. So you must have done a couple of projects, right? Done a couple of projects, practice a whole lot, about 3 months or so before you start to sell yourself. So I think 3 months is enough to start selling yourself. All right, guys. So according to Simplilearn, the average annual income of a web designer in the US is about $79,000. And according to PayScale, right, the average annual income for a web designer in Nigeria is about 490,000 naira. So let's move on to the next high income skill. The second high income skill on my list is UI UX design, right? So companies are beginning to see the need to improve the user experience on their website. They need the services of UI UX designers to help improve the customer experience, right? So for a UI UX designer in Nigeria, you have a whole lot of opportunities, right? So many companies want to improve the user experience of their websites and also their apps too. So they need professional UI UX designers. If you know how to design the user interface of a website, of an app, then your skill is highly needed, right? So companies want to improve the experience for customers. UI UX designers design products and services that make the lives of people more convenient and easier. Primary job of a UI UX designer is to research how users behave around products and services. Alright guys, so what are the tools needed for learning UI UX design, or simply put, graphic design? You need a laptop to learn this skill, right? So if you have a laptop of about 4 gig RAM, 320 gig hard drive, I think you are good to learn the skill UI UX design. But if you have about a RAM of 8 gig and a hard drive of 500 gig, I think you are good to go in learning graphic design. So how do you learn this skill called UI UX, right? So we have courses on YouTube, we have courses on Coursera, we have courses on Udemy. You can also pay people to learn, right? So you can learn from different sources, right? So pick the people you actually want to learn from, right? So the closest I've come to learning UI UX design, I think I was in my teens when I was learning graphic design, right? So I was learning web design and also learning graphic design, but I focused more on learning graphic design at some point. So I picked up CorelDRAW and was learning graphic design with my mom's system, right? So learning graphic design is actually very cool. Even with your smartphone, you can learn graphic design with your smartphone. You can also learn with your PC, right? So if you are a kind of designer that is always on the go, right? So you want to use your smartphone to create designs, right? And if you are mostly at home and you want to deliver projects, right? So your smartphone, your PC is your best bet to deliver a quality project. You can also deliver a quality project with your smartphone too. How long does it take you to monetize your skill, UI UX design? How long does it take you? So I would say about 2 to 3 months. So if you've learned the skill for about 2 to 3 months, I think you can start monetizing it. The average annual income for a UI UX designer in the United States is about $89,000, while the average annual income for UI UX designer in Nigeria is about 1.4 million naira according to PayScale, right? So it could be more and it could be less. Okay, guys, so the third high income skill on my list is digital marketing. So companies around the world are increasing their budget for digital marketing. So people are beginning to see that you actually get more reach on the internet, right? So if you sell physical digital products, whatever you sell online, the internet is filled with so much opportunities, and digital marketing is highly needed in today's world. Potential and opportunities embedded in digital marketing is actually very, very enormous, right? So you can learn social media management, you can learn SEO, that's search engine optimization, you can learn email marketing, and so many of them like that, right? So all of them are still digital marketing. Simply put, digital marketing is simply selling of your products and services using the internet. Average annual income of a digital marketer is about $61,000. Of a digital marketer in Nigeria is about 3.5 million naira. Alright, so let's move on to the next high income skill, right? So the next high income skill is coding, right? So coding is one of the most important skill you need to learn if you want to move into tech. How to program, you want to learn how to write code, you want to learn how to, create apps, build softwares, websites. You need the skill of coding, right? So coding is like the basic skill you need to learn if you are going to move into the tech industry. If you want to start with coding, you need to learn the basics, right? If you don't know anything about coding before, you really need to learn the basics, because coding is a very, very valuable skill, and companies, establishments are looking for programmers, looking for people that can build softwares, build apps, build websites, and all of that. So if you are a coder, that's a plus for you, because you are in the right industry, and it is also a very, very profitable industry too. I can't remember learning coding at any point in my life. So the closest I've come to learning coding was while I was learning web design when I was much younger, right? So how long does it take you to learn this skill? I don't really know how long it will take you to learn this skill called coding, but I think 4 or 5 months should do, because I feel coding is actually very, very complex, right? So not really complex, but if you put your mind to it, you're going to get it right. So coding is a high income skill. So let's move on to the salaries or the average income a coder or a programmer earns per annum in the US. The average annual income of a coder in US is $97,000 per annum, while in Nigeria the average monthly income of a programmer is 313,000 naira. So let's move on to the fifth high income skill on my list, right? So the fifth high income skill on my list is a popular skill, but not too many people pay attention to it. It's actually called photography, right? So photography is a very, very lucrative skill that can help you even while in school and even after graduation, right? So this skill is actually beneficial to a lot of people, right? Both you and I, right? So even if you don't have a camera, like a professional camera, you can start with your smartphone, right? You can do virtually almost everything with your smartphone these days. So you can start with your smartphone, take pictures, and learn how to edit them using your phone, right? So you can, gather up some funds, taking people's pictures, editing them, then gather up some funds from what you do and get a professional camera. So one thing about photography is that it's very, very lucrative. And one thing I love about photography is the fact that it is a one-time investment. So once you invest in getting the equipment you need for photography, you may not need to spend much again, right, on equipment that you need. So all you need to do is to get the equipment, get your camera, get your gear, and you are good to go. So you just keep improving and learning the skill photography. So keep on learning how to take quality pictures, how to edit them too on your PC or your smartphone. So once you are very good with your skill, you can offer your services to anybody, right? As a photographer, your opportunities are limitless, very, very limitless. So mostly during celebrations, right, your services are highly needed. People spend so much money during celebrations, so you can charge as much as you want as a photographer, right? So the average annual income of a photographer in the US is about $47,000, while the average monthly income of a photographer in Nigeria is 367,000 naira. So let's move on to the sixth high income skill on my list. So the sixth high income skill on my list is copywriting, right? Copywriting. So once you've learned and mastered copywriting, you can charge way more than a content writer, right? So the services of a copywriter are highly needed today. Everybody needs a copywriter. Everybody wants to 10x their sales. Who more than a copywriter to help you to write compelling words, to help you to connect emotionally with your readers, to get your product sold out. You need the services of a copywriter to help you boost more sales, to help you make more sales online, right? So the services of a copywriter is on the rise today. To learn this skill called copywriting, you are on the right path, because everybody online today needs this skill. What are the tools needed to learn this skill called copywriting? Right, so you don't need much to learn this skill, copywriting. So all you need is your smartphone, your internet connection, a book, and a pen, right? So you can actually offer your services using only your smartphone, right? So you need a notepad in your phone, you need your internet, and I think that's just all that you need if you are learning the skill, copywriting. You don't need much, just your phone and internet, and you're actually good to go. So how do you learn this skill called copywriting, right? So you can learn on YouTube, right? So YouTube is a university on its own. You can learn so much on YouTube, right? So learn from YouTube, take courses, learn from people, and join Facebook groups, right? Join Facebook groups, join communities, and learn from them. How long will it take you to learn this skill called copywriting? So you can learn this skill within 2-3 months, right? So if you put your head down and learn it, 2 to 3 months is enough for you to learn it, right? So let's move on to the average annual income of a copywriter. So the average annual income of a copywriter in the US is about $53,000 per annum, while the average monthly income of a copywriter in Nigeria is about 363,000 naira. Alright guys, so let's move on to the last and final skill on my list, right? So another high income skill you can learn in 2022 is the skill of video editing, right? So as more and more people rely on video as their primary source of information, this gives an excellent opportunities for video editors and content creators. So if you are a video editor you have the opportunity to also become a content creator, right? So it's just like you're automatically a content creator once you know how to edit videos, right? So if you have the skill, you are in the right niche, right? So you are in a very, very good niche, because this skill is highly relevant today.
Bodies in like obliterating, everything is iterated, renegade. I'm gonna make anybody who want it with the pin and frame. Don't nobody want it, but they're gonna get it anyway. I'm beginning to feel like I'm mentally ill.
Have you ever had a dream that you could do?
People watch a lot of videos on the internet, right? So we actually need the skill of video editors to bring in their skills, to bring in their creativity, to bring in their expertise, to come up with creative ways that videos can actually be edited. So if you're a video editor, thumbs up to you. Video is much more interactive than text and images, right? So people spend more time watching videos than reading text and looking at images or pictures, right? So videos engage you a lot, right? So you're watching this video now because it is actually educating and also engaging, right? So that is why you are sitting down to watch this video. So I would also advise you learn this skill, video editing. If you want to start your YouTube channel, you actually need this skill, except you want to outsource it to someone that will do it for you. But if you want to do it yourself, you cannot afford someone that will do it for you, then you should learn this skill for yourself. So actually teach this skill. You can use your smartphone to edit videos. You can also use a PC to edit videos. So what is the average annual salary of a video editor in the US? So the average annual salary of a video editor in the United States is $65,000 per annum, while the average monthly income of a video editor in Nigeria is about 300,000 naira per month, right? So I hope you guys got value from this video. If you got value from this video, kindly like this video and hit the subscribe button to get more content like this, right? So I'll see you guys in my next video. I remain Fola George. Peace.